That's right back, Charlie. That's right.
There's always just that active red light defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Yeah. Like Ian Wright just said there, I'm back again. What did you say, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, I'm saying every time I see that goal here, it's a fluke, Deluded.
One goal wonder, man. I'm not letting anyone forget that. Man. I'm telling you, that's in the Champions League final, bro. No one's forgetting that, man. I was drunk off my mind when I scored that goal as well, boy. I went out before the game. I was leaving like Gaza and them, man.
Hey, when he scored, I look back at that goal. It was cold. Boy, bro, you can't tell me, mate.
Shout out the goalie, man. He's a bit fraudy, but he's looking about 4'10". He's shorter than me, but I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. We saying though, man, Happy New Year's delayed Happy New Year's, man. There's a chance to kick it with you again, man.
I know, no, sorry, I'm late, man. I just came straight from the gym.
Appreciate it.
Jump straight on the stream, man. So yeah. How you been though? You been good? Otherwise,
I've been good, man. I've been good apart from our football team. Obviously, that's why I've got you here, man. Probably gonna take the smile off your face, but how have you felt as being an Arsenal fan during this little period coming out of December and now in January, man? We're struggling.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. The game, one sec, let me turn this.
Do your thing.
This Twitch off quickly because this is distracting me. I'll just put this. Go to that. Yeah, it's been disappointing, man. Especially getting the draw from Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? We got the draw. We go to Anfield 1-1. Got a bit of luck there with Trent hitting the crossbar and that, but we got to make
and
it.
And a penalty that could have been given in another day.
Yeah, at the same time, we had chances. We could have nicked. Like Saka should have dropped. We all know that. Dark arts of football, isn't it? So we could have nicked. I think the fair result was 1-1. We could have took it. Yeah, I'll take that result. Going into West Ham now, I'm thinking, yeah, cool. We're going to kick on, get a result. We know it's going to be tough, but we should beat West Ham at home. We're good at home. We lose there. Disappointed. Then the Fulham game, I was like, what's going on? Like
that's the worst. That's one of the worst performances of the season, if I'm honest with you.
That's one of the worst performances I've seen Arteta like put out. Like not even just hit like not put out, but we've played under Arteta.
Yeah.
Like I got old flashes of the old Arsenal's that normally we control these games.
Yeah. And it started well against Fulham as well. Obviously, we took the lead, and for about 5-10 minutes, we was good, and then, as you saw, it just went down the toilet, man.
And then it just went bad, man. And then it's just one of them. Okay, cool. You put it to you're gonna have one of them games, but unfortunately, we didn't need that performance at that particular time. We can have that at the beginning of the season. They already done us at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, that's ready. So how much they've got 4 points from us for them this season.
Yeah,
that's bad.
Yeah,
like,
you can't really let them man there get that and expect to win the league title.
Yeah, man. Pellegrini just come and dunked on us again. Like he's had a good performance against Rice again.
Let
me ask you a question though, quickly.
Go on.
We're gonna get into other stuff here, but touching on Declan Rice, do you think he like freezes up against West Ham? Because he's had 2 bad performances against West Ham, bro. And I was there at West Ham Stadium in the Carling Cup when Arteta brought him on for no reason. We're losing 3-0. And you bring on Declan Rice. I don't think you should protect him personally. Like you don't even need to go on today. Like we're losing, you just chill. But against West Ham, I don't know, man. Do you think it's a mental block? Do you think he's? I don't know.
It might just be written in the stars, you know. It was always destined to happen when we bought him from West Ham that he would turn up. When I look at Declan Rice, like I don't think obviously he's human, isn't it? He could have been nervous. It's his first time moving away from a club that's been a large part of his life, and he's on the upside. So maybe, but I don't think it was one of them. I just think we bucked West Ham where. You know, like you said, at the Emirates, we was better than them. We didn't put the ball in the back of the net. We can't complain. West Ham in the League Cup, I put that on the Fulham level where it's dead. Like, it's really dead. By the time Declan Rice has come on, the game's done, really. I just think it's written in the stars, man. I just think he's been unlucky that, obviously, last 2 times we played West Ham, we just shanked it, man. What do you think of Declan Rice's passing? Because he's actually been getting some criticism for that as well, man.
His passing?
Yeah, like you'd be Arsenal fans are not happy. If you go on social media and say, oh, he's just passing backwards and that. It's crazy to me.
I think he's good. I think he's passing. I think he's got range of passing. He showed us different ranges of passing that I didn't know he had at West Ham. Obviously, because we're not watching West Ham as Arsenal fans week in, week out. And our friend, obviously on my show, fellow Steve was a West Ham fan, isn't it? And he was telling us like, yo, he's actually better than you lot think. So
all West Ham fans been singing about Declan Rice. Not everyone was taking them in for years.
Yeah, he's been saying like he's better, Mars. Like he was talking to me on a level, like he's better than you. You're getting a better player than you think you're getting. When it comes to his passing, I don't think he's got better progressive passing or breaking the lines than Thomas Partey.
He's never been that.
Nah, I've said that from the jump. I said he's a fit Thomas Partey is better than a fit Declan Rice in the 6 for me. Like it's undeniable. Like he just gets the ball, turns, full pass straight to Odegaard, which I think Declan Rice is kind of not hindering Odegaard, but it's taking a bit away from his game because he drives into that space. Whereas Thomas Partey gets the ball, he's not looking to drive anyway, just looking to pass it.
It's something Declan Rice has never had to do or never been part of.
Really. Yeah, I've seen what game was it? I think it was the West Ham game or Fulham game. I've seen Odegaard in the 6 trying to get the ball, make stuff happen. I'm like, Thomas Partey, that was never a game. He was always in between the defender and their midfield, isn't it? So that's the best space for a 10. Like you want to work in that line. You want to work in between the defense and the midfield. So his passing's okay. Progressively, I don't think he's better than Jorginho progressively passing.
Forward. Of course not. There's not many players better than Jorginho at that. Really, people that understand football know what we're talking about.
So I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, he's still learning in this system, with this expectation, this pressure of Arsenal Football Club, 100 mil on his head. So he's still learning. So I'm giving him a season, even though he's a Premier League vet because he's been there since he was 17. So he's
200 odd appearances for West Ham, man. He's a veteran, bro.
So I'm not giving him. It's minimal you can criticize Declan Rice this season. If it's going to be his passing, cool. But I think people saying that because we haven't created enough chances. So you're just finding other things to kind of put it on other players. Because if we was winning and scoring, if we beat
no one gives a crap.
No one gives a crap. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't. His passing, it could be a bit better, progressive, but he might get that with time, innit? So, but I'm not mad at his passing at all. No, man. I think he's been cold this season.
That's what I'm saying. Declan Rice is the least of our worries, man. Typically, 100%. It's been Declan Rice and the 2 centre backs at yards above everyone. And as you said, Declan Rice has never been paid to break lines. It's something he's going to have to learn. I don't think he's going to wake up and become some Spanish midfielder, but I can't see the criticisms, man. And for me, I feel sorry for him because I'm not going to quite say our midfield is dysfunctional, but I feel it kind of is because he's kind of having to hold everyone's hands. He's having to do a bit of everything, you know. Havertz is a bit touch and go. Odegaard started the season well, went quiet, and now he's back again. And I don't know how you feel, but I feel in the last couple of games, Havertz has been okay. Odegaard's been okay. Declan Rice has been very good. But it just feels like there's something missing. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like there's something missing in that midfield. Man. It don't look functional per se.
Yeah, it just it's the same stuff. We've been saying it. Most Arsenal fans have been saying it. We miss Granit Xhaka to some degree, man.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm not even saying because he's a good player. He's a good player, Granit Xhaka. Because I've been watching him at Leverkusen, bro. I'm sure you've seen certain things that he's cooking in that midfield.
We miss him, and the whole team's cooking, man. They're fighting Bayern Munich for the league.
Bro, he's cooking. And what we lack is that strength, that power, that someone who's gonna take the game where we're losing this game on a physical front. I'm gonna be here to put in a
Xhaka's
smash.
Not on getting bullied.
Yeah, he's not on getting bullied. Like we'll lose. There's times he's done that and it's been to our detriment. He's gotten 2 yellow cards. Under Arteta, his discipline record just went through the roof. Obviously, he didn't get 1 red card. Yeah, he patterned up. And I think we missed that strength and that someone who's ready to fight more than anything. And he was one of those guys. Like if you look to your left, look to your right, Granit Xhaka. Okay, he's
someone you want if you get into a fight at a nightclub with him.
And I think Declan Rice has got that in him as well. I think he's ready to fight as well. But if he saw that, or he had that on the left hand side of him, while number 5 is out,
the man even more.
It's gonna gas him, yeah. So I just feel like we definitely need an 8, man. I think Declan Rice can play 8. Personally, I was saying that on my podcast. The man was like, I don't think he can. I think he can, but you need a serious 6 like Partey next to him. And obviously, I think he's gone off. Like we're not going to take another punt with him this season. Not next summer. He's gone in it. So that 8 position is it's a gap, bro. It's a gap, man. It's sad because Emil Smith-Rowe ain't getting enough time to even try to see if he can fill the void up until the summer. He's not even getting enough minutes. I think his minutes is going to be minimal now out of the Carling Cup.
Do you think it's the beginning of the end for Smith-Rowe? Because he could even with Martinelli's form, he could have played off the left. He could, you could put Odegaard in the 8 with Rice. Yeah, Smith-Rowe's just been a forgotten man. Nelson's coming on before you, and you're in bad territory when Nelson's coming on before you, man.
No disrespect to Nelson, baller.
Yeah, not even boying him. It's just you played 87 Premier League minutes. You're not 30 like that.
Nah, and I think they're protecting him to a certain degree. I think they're willing to. They want. He's an asset. Emil Smith-Rowe is an asset. You can get 35 million for Emil Smith-Rowe, and that's money that's come out of nowhere. He's an academy player, so I think they're protecting him to some. Well. Yeah, it's profit. So, and obviously with all this FFP, we don't know how true it is or how much. We don't know the books of Arsenal. but that's an asset. So I think Emil Smith Rowe is going to be gone. If someone comes in with a serious bid for him this window, Emil Smith, he's out the door.
I don't think we can afford to let him go, man. Like, because
I
we're
know,
gonna have to
but it's
bring in a
either now or
midfielder.
never. It's now or never.
It's true, but it's like, who is there in the middle of the park? I know Arteta isn't betting on them, but like, we ain't got no one, you know, and then they might be gone. Jorginho's a bit hit and miss. Declan Rice is Declan Rice. I know Arsenal fans are getting excited about Partey back. I'm excited as well, but it's like, we've seen this story before. When you're fit, how fit are you going to be? I've seen these things before, man. We've spoken before. For me to go to the next level, we can't really do what I want us to do in January. Evidently, we need a striker. We need a winger. For me, we need another 8 and a 6. Probably one more defensive body as well. And then it's just a case of bringing in a bit more depth, man. I'd love to see Smith Rowe play, man. Especially, that's when this last period is for me, I've seen who Mikel Arteta trusts or doesn't. Because when our team's performing, I understand people not getting game time. But when Saka and Martinelli have been dead, when everybody's been dead, I thought, you know what, could Smith Rowe have got a look in? Could Nelson? And I'm not even saying that would have been the right thing. It's just utilize your squad, really.
Yeah,
and then,
100%.
Yeah, bro. It's a bit of a mad one, man. And Smith Rowe can actually help us as well. It's not like he's crap.
Yeah, of course. And I think he'll do well in that 8. Like, it wouldn't be 8, it'll be 8. Would you say it'd be 6 and 2 10s? Him and Odegaard?
Yeah, he'd be like in the pocket. Like, do you remember a few years ago when we played Brighton at the Emirates, and I think it was Odegaard and Smith Rowe either side. You had Lokonga as the lone 6. I said it then. I think that was the right idea from Arteta, but the wrong time for obvious reasons. I would like to see him try something. I'm not saying do mad things for no reason, like Havertz up front, Odegaard in the 8, but it just feels like we need to shake something up. It looks like we're struggling psychologically, and we do look a bit predictable. Like, we've earned that right now. Everybody knows how we're going to play, and we've seen it in the last few games, really. People let us have all the possession, all the touches in the box, counter-attack, they put the ball in the back of the net. They're laughing, really and truly, man.
Yeah, and it's too easy, man. I think it's too easy to go at us of late. Like, I'm not panicking. Like, I'm hearing all these crises. Oh, is he the right man? Arsenal's in the crisis. When I see that, I just blur it out. And I'm not even just blurring it out because I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't want to hear it. I just don't think it's valid right now. Like, saying that is Arteta the right guy for the job is rubbish. And I think rival fans, and not even rival fans, the media's just saying that to kick up a stir that doesn't need to be. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. If Arteta this season, for me, drops out the top 4. Like just drops out the top 4, obviously, and would love us to win the Champions League, don't win no trophies, then there's questions to be asked, because you decided to go into the new season, with this squad. This is your team. This was your transfer window. You decided to go in with Eddie Nketiah and Jesus and Havertz and all these guys. Cool. If he gets top 4, which I think we'll get, and we're still in and around Liverpool or Man City off by like 7 points by the end of the season, I'm not mad at him, bro, because we've got no given right to win the league. But I need to see the intent in the summer that we're going for the league and we're going again. I don't want this Arsenal's challenging for top 4 business anymore, bro, because we've gone past that. And I'm not trying to say in an ignorant level, you only did one title challenge, so you deserve to be there every year. No, I'm saying we should build from what we did last year. So I just, bro, I don't know. We're in a weird space right now, Deluded, bro, because the next game, Crystal Palace. The next game for me, this Crystal Palace decides whether if we're in a top 4 race or we're still trying to quote unquote challenge. Because if we lose this Palace game, which is going to be tough, because we know what Hudson's going to do. We know they're going to stink out the gaff, and they got Alicia and all these.
And then just Black Youths just counter attack and doing skills and that. We know what time
Schlop
it is.
And Mateto
yeah, we know what time it is. It's PMP.
We know what time it is. We know what we're getting.
Literally know what time. And I hope our players do in Dubai as well.
Exactly. Because we're Arsenal fans and we know what they're on, and we know what kind of game plan they're
we watch them week in, week out, man.
So this is a telling these, bro, even Forest away. I know you're a football man. Man would look on paper and say, yeah, Forest away, that's 3 points. I'm scared of that game, bro.
But we lost there last year. I'm sure they dumped us out the FA Cup as well, bro. Them games there, and them man are fighting for their lives as well. Bro. And really, the way we're moving, no game is a given. If we were fit and we're moving to teams, fair enough. We've got to treat it like it's a prime Barcelona, in my opinion. I agree with you. Like, if we beat Palace, Nottingham Forest, and Liverpool, I think the sentiment around our football club changes very quickly. As you know, a week's a long time in football, man. It's scary though, man, because the way we're playing, I do think we'll beat Palace, but the way we're moving, it's like a pack of randoms, isn't it? I don't know what Arsenal is going to turn up. I feel we're in that territory again, man.
Because against West Ham, we dominated possession, dominated play.
Hella touches in their box.
Hella touches. Kudus was class. Kudus was for me, he was one of the man of the match that day. Barring Arsenal, like for them. Like he was cold that day. He was giving us stress. So dominating possession, we're making plays, we're just not putting the ball back in the net. That's Liverpool. That's West Ham. So thinking, shit, only thing, okay, cool, we need to score. That's it, boom. Go to Fulham, bad performance, terrible. What's going on here? That's absolutely shocking. Then we go to Liverpool. It's the same thing like West Ham. Should have killed them in the first 5 minutes.
First 15 minutes, we should have been 3-4 up, man.
Should have been 3-4 up. Can't put the ball back in the net. They hit us on the counter. They score once again. So I'm thinking, what performance are we going to get against Palace now? Are we going to get the poor one at Fulham? Or are we going to get the one against West Ham or Liverpool? But this time we're going to put the ball in the back of the net and actually win, and then build from that and then go to Forest and win. Because like you said, if we win those next 2 games, for me, we're back in it. Like all this crisis.
We're back in it. People
done.
start changing the talk, and obviously we're a big club. Anytime you lose one game, it's a crisis. So when we've had what we've had, you can not that I understand it, but it comes with the territory for Mikel Arteta and whatnot. Yeah. You touched on it, yeah. Why don't you think we're putting the ball in the back of the net? Is it psychological? Do we not just have the players? Is it down to Arteta's tactics? Is it a mix of it all? What is it, man?
At this period of time, I think it is. It's something we don't have match winners, bro. Like,
sad to hear you say that, man. It's sad.
So we don't, man. We don't have match winners, bro. And those are the games you need match winners. Because
you need people to bail you out of stuff.
Yeah, you need. But last year they had Haaland bailing them out. They've got Salah, Liverpool. He bails them out. We've had previous seasons. We had Henry against Liverpool. We was dying.
Even of recent years, we used to have Alexis and Aubameyang and all these guys. Now Saka's been it, but he's kind of lost his juice.
But bruv, and these guys ultimately, when you deep it, they're still kids, bro.
This is what I try and tell Arsenal fans. It's like when you look at the romance of a young manager and your young team, it's lit. It's what we're doing. If you're looking at winning a Prem, it's unrealistic. I'm not saying we can't do it, but it's unrealistic. The level of consistency them man need is crazy. And when you look at Saka, he's been really consistent for a few years. So it was overdue that he would kind of hit a block, and it's not sustainable. So do you think, based on that, our lack of depth, maybe could have signed a striker, maybe with the Kai Havertz signing, do you think Mikel Arteta has been a bit naive with how he's assembled the squad if we're trying to go for a league then?
Yeah, I think so. And that's down to his lack of management. And that's down to his lack of experience. Yeah, because you'll get a manager like Klopp. I'm not going to say Pep because he's the best, so we forget him. And Klopp for me is cold as well. I think he's one of the best as well. But you get a manager like Klopp who knows, okay, I'm gonna get in certain players like a McAllister, like an older player. Not even that he's old, but an experienced player.
Significantly experienced, man.
Yeah, Endo, McAllister. I might not get the one number 6 I need, but I'm gonna spread it out and get people with experience within this team.
Plug the gaps,
to plug the gaps, knowing that this is a race. This is it's a marathon, not a sprint. They've got Jota, for example. That is an experienced Premier League goal scorer. And he's filling in the gaps. And we know he can fill in gaps while Salah's gone. Because all he needs is like 4 games. Give Jota 4 games, he'll score. He might not score every game, but he'll assist.
He can do a suitable job, man.
Yeah, and we
rotate, the fall off for me is like from Saka and Martinelli to, I like Nelson, but it's too much of a drop. Even slightly Trossard as well. There's too much of a drop, man.
It's just naivety, and obviously we saw what he tried to do with Havertz. It looks good because he's thinking, okay, cool, he's left-footed. Granit Xhaka, from what I could see, I might be completely wrong. He's left-footed. Granit Xhaka is left-footed. Granit Xhaka played in not an advanced 8 because when Thomas Partey was there, he wasn't really involved in the tackling and all that stuff. He said, you go up there and do your thing.
You go up there and just get involved and link with Martinelli and that.
Yeah, so he's got an advanced forward-thinking player to do that better than Granit Xhaka, quote unquote, is meant to be, but he ain't hit the ground running. So now, I think he's put his eggs all in that basket, thinking, okay, I'm going to do the same thing as last year, but just getting someone who can contribute more goals and also can play a striker's role. But it hasn't worked.
Hasn't worked. Like Havertz against Liverpool, he did all right as a false 9, but putting the ball in the back of the net, you're not able to do it. And I can't get vexed at Havertz because you've never shown me you're a goal scorer. Like Jesus has never shown me he's one. That's why I asked you, is Arteta naive? Because I just feel there's a lot of naivety specifically for if we're going against the league. Like it's like we've got a blunt knife and City and Liverpool got guns. Like it don't make sense really. You're not going to win.
Begged Granit Xhaka. You should have, brother. I know you want to go. I know you want to leave.
One more year, man.
You got to give me this Champions League year, bro. Even if you give me extra transitional period. You have to give me one more because that's experience there. And I'm not saying he's the difference where we might have won games, but Granit Xhaka, when it's time to go to war and he's ready for a title challenge, he's there. He's accounted for. Like these men ain't hiding. Certain man hide. Odegaard this season, the beginning of the season, was hiding a bit. He was hiding a bit. Like we need certain players to bail us out, and they weren't bailing us out.
It's like what Jose says, isn't it? You can't win with nice guys. I love these boys, this collective group of boys, but we're too nice, man. Like I do think they've shown that grit, but we're too nice. Only a couple of guys are bastards when we need it. The Gabriels, the Declan Rices, the Salibas, you know, previously Granit Xhaka. And I think one thing with Xhaka is I think he's a great player, but I think it's overstated how much he's gone purely because we haven't replaced it. It's not like we've lost Vieira or Petit or one of them players. It's like him and Havertz, they're very different. And I think with Xhaka, he wants the ball a lot. Like he's a bit of a traditional centre mid. He shows. I don't think Havertz is interested in that. You might see a couple 1-2s and overlapping runs. That's about it. Like, so it's kind of dumb in a way how Arteta's kind of gone about this. Like, I think there's question marks with our fullbacks. I think there's question marks in midfield. Obviously, as you know, football's won or lost in both ends. We're not defending well. We're not scoring. The players have to take responsibility. If anyone listening thinks that I'm, absolving the players, they're bugging out. But ultimately, it comes back to the manager. It's mad naive and it's frustrating because it's like we take 10 steps forward, then 10 steps back. Like even in the summer, it appeared that we improved our depth and injuries can happen. But now you start peeling things back. Did we, even if everybody was fit, do we really improve our depth really and truly?
That's a good point because when I saw Kieran Tierney was going on loan, the first thing I said, that's a bad deal. That's bad.
I mean, he probably forced the boat out, but we should have kept him, man. He would have been lovely.
Either you sell him or you staying. Like you sell him or you're staying. Like you can't get rid of those kind of guys. He might not do the inverted thing. He might not do the thing that you want him to do. He's not a good inverted player like Zinchenko. Granted, yes, he's not. And then Timber was there. He was looking like he was going to be very promising for us. So you're thinking there's no space for this guy. But the naivety of you saying, okay, I don't need him because I've got two inverted left backs.
As you said earlier, it's a marathon, man.
It's a marathon, bro. Like we're going Carling Cup. At the beginning of the season, it was the Carling Cup, it was the FA Cup, the Prem, and now you're in the Champions League.
Literally.
And in the Champions League, you can't rotate like that.
And football's high demanding. We're playing twice every week, 3 times every 10 days. It's mad.
Getting rid of someone like Kieran Tierney, who would have been perfect for the game like Liverpool. Because perfect. Like we're not going to be on the ball as much. It's
a day in the trenches. It's just a traditional defensive performance required, man.
Day in the trenches, like you said. There's going to be games where we're going to have our back against the wall. We're going to sit in. But now you're forced to play someone like Kivy or left back. When you've got a left back, you could play left back and you could bomb down the wing. You give Martinelli a bit more space to maneuver because he overlaps. We're missing that. Martinelli's stifled now because he ain't got somebody. We ain't got a fullback that's drawing out there.
Yeah, Zinchenko's been inconsistent. Obviously, Havertz hasn't replaced Xhaka. I do think Martinelli needs to pattern up, but I think these are reasons why. And I personally think Martinelli's out wide too much. And I think last season, like Martinelli was running in behind. Martinelli looks better when he doesn't have to think, when he's just maneuvering off instinct. Obviously, the more experience he gets, he needs to learn how to think. But it's like you're giving him too much, and then he's kind of losing himself and running into blind alleys. Saka's obviously doubled up against, and for me, dropping far too deep. There's only so many times you're going to dance past several players. I love Gabriel Jesus. Even if we sign another striker, he needs to be utilized, but he's not interested in goal scoring. He's not. So it's like, we're not really fixing this team in a way that, as dumb as it sounds, that's going to score goals and ultimately win games. And I like Arteta a lot, but I got to remember I support Arsenal. And the biggest thing for me with Arteta is I don't want you to learn everything that you could learn good or bad at Arsenal and then F off somewhere else and say, you know what, I did this at Arsenal, it didn't work. Let me do that. Like you said, with letting Xhaka go, letting Tierney go, maybe bringing in a striker, etc., etc. Like, it's frustrating. And for me, we know at some point Pep is going to leave City. Liverpool are starting to rebuild. I'm not saying we're going to necessarily be the big dogs on the block, but we have a chance to just pattern up and be ready and take advantage of any transitional periods. Like last season, on the face of it, there's no shame in losing to a treble side, bro. Generational gap, all of that. But we had it in our hands and we choked. I can't lie. Like
we did. We definitely did.
And we've still got that in our game, that element of self-capitulation, which jars me. And we've kind of seen that in our latest run of games, man. So it's jarring. And when I look back to you mentioned FFP again, we don't know Arsenal's books and whatnot. But now that I look back in hindsight, last 2 summers, we've spent a lot. When I look into that summer and I look at keeping Nelson, selling Balogun, probably we was closer to it than led to believe. And how can you justify 65 million? Because I don't think Arteta woke up on the FIFA thing and said sign Havertz. He had to have been thinking about that for a while. So it's
he's probably
what the angle was really. That could have got you a Douglas Luiz that you tried to get.
100%. Or that could have got you Ivan Toney, or that could have got you. You could have took the punt on Ivan Toney and said, you know what, Brentford,
Exactly.
I know you're not. I know we ain't gonna have him for 6 months, but I'll take the punt, knowing that the second half of the season, the business.
Yeah, he might be back. Yeah,
he'll be back. So I don't know. We spoke about where we thought he's getting wrong now. Realistically, do you think we're gonna get somebody in this window?
What are you talking just in general or positions?
I don't even. If we say in general, what do you think we need and what like now?
I mean, you said it there, you know. Obviously, I don't think a striker fixes all of our issues because what is that one day that he has an off game? A striker would be lit, whether that's Ivan Toney, Osimhen, any guy you want. We know we're not getting that. I think we've always needed a winger. I think when you look at when we've gone for Mudryk, when we've gone for Rafinha, when we've gone for Pedro Neto, they're all fairly explosive wingers, which Trossard was a great alternative, but he's not that. So I think Arteta is looking for that. And kind of what we're talking about with Saka and Martinelli, I think if he genuinely had a man that he trusts, one of them could come out, recharge mentally, and go back in. I don't know if we sign a striker, if Jesus becomes a winger. So I would say that. But as you know, that cost is a lot of money. If we're close to FFP, we ain't got the budget. I personally think we need a centre midfielder because I like Jorginho. He did well against Liverpool, but he's the one for every good Liverpool game. You've got the Chelsea first half and stuff like that. I think we need an 8 and a 6 between now and the summer. And I actually think we need a defensive body, bro. I'm not going to lie. Maybe recency bias between Kyrgios and Zinchenko. I'm starting to lean more to a left back. Before I was thinking a centre half. If you can bring me a Timber kind of Tomiyasu guy that can do all of that, I'm all for it. And we've probably got to start looking at a goalie. I don't think Ramsdale leaves in Jan, but we probably have to start looking for a goalie, man. Like, if you ask me what position,
so basically we need a position and then
need bare things. But if you ask me for one, if you ask me for one, I'd probably my heart is saying
two. Realistically, two. We could try get two, like a loan or. Two.
It's got to be the spine then, man. I want to say winger and striker because they win games, but the spine of the squad, man. Like I think we need a centre mid and another defensive body. We saw what happened. If anything happens to Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, now we're fucked. Really, like we are pissed. I don't know who you get, but got to do something.
I say a midfielder.
Because then we might be able to see Declan Rice in this 8 thing, like you said. If you get someone that's able to be there, like. And for me, it's the drop-off. Like, the one good thing about signing Declan Rice is, respectfully to Partey, we still miss him. I'd love to see them two and Odegaard. If we never had Declan Rice, we've got no physicality in midfield. I know Havertz puts himself about in that, but he's not doing the Xhaka thing, the Declan Rice thing, the Thomas Partey thing. We'd be pissed. And I feel sorry for Declan Rice because it's like you have to do too much. Like, even for me in the last few games, you've got our 2 centre-halves and Declan Rice. They're trying to break lines. I hear it. I like it, but you're not paid to do that. You didn't become professional footballers because of that. So it's like, it's dumb. It's like, we don't know how we're scoring goals. So it's like, how are we going to win games? So I'll say centre middle defense, man. Like, if anything, I'm prepared to say, you know what?
I say left back.
Bring me something else. Left back, 100%. I like
because
shaky.
I feel like Gabriel's defending for two people on that side.
He is. He's
defending his
side.
Zinchenko. Yeah, he's chaperoning him, and it's not
Look
fair.
at the West Ham game in the cup where just before they scored, Zinchenko gave the penalty at the corner away, and he's absolutely shouting at him like, what are you doing? But that goes back to what I was saying, bro, in that I accept Zinchenko for what you are, good and bad. You've never shown me you're a great defender at City. So it's like, when the sun's shining at the Emirates, that's you. As you said with the Anfield game, I want to see a Timber, a Tomiyasu, a Kieran Tierney. And that's where I feel, obviously I'm being harsh to Mikel Arteta. I don't know all the variables, but that's where you need someone. I can't keep getting shocked when we play a half-decent winger and Zinchenko gets turned inside out. Like, it is what it is. You need to know your players, bro. Like, so I'd say centre mid or defensive option, man, if I had to, innit?
Yeah, I say a centre mid, or if we can get a striker, another.
Yeah, if we can get a striker, I'm for that. That would be my first choice. But who do you grab? I don't really want to take a chance on Solanke and these kind of guys. I see it.
We're talking about Isak now, isn't it? Isak, because Man City need to sell players.
He's been linked with us. But how much is he costing? That's big bucks.
Yeah, that's big money. That's big bread. It's big bread. I don't know, because we're stuck in a place. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place now. We need a striker, but we don't want to blow the bag on a striker in January, because
you don't want to move desperate.
What do we do in summer? Yeah, what do we do in summer then? Because we might not get I don't think we're getting Osimhen, personally.
Neither do I.
I don't think we won't spend the bread. Someone like Chelsea will spend the bread. They'll spend
they'll get him, man. He looks like a Chelsea fan as well, so
so they'll spend the bread on that. But I'm saying, if you're gonna blow the bag in January, make sure you're blowing the bag on the transfer market, the transfer target that you wanted in the summer. Yeah. Summer coming, so you've got him now instead of the summer. Don't just don't blow the bag on Solanke or blow the bag on or Isaac, do a 50, 60, 70 million. And then after that, you're still trying to blow the bag on another striker because that
This
could
is
go
it. Because the next
in another
striker has
position.
to be a curtain raiser, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, I don't know, it's mad because it's weird because if you get like a Dominic Solanke or Isaac, respectfully, I don't think that's enough.
No, I'm
It's
here
not
for
enough.
Isaac. I'm here for Isaac, but I don't think he moves the difference.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
think
move the
minimum you
needle
have to
that
get
much.
Tony. If you go for the Isaacs and the Osmans and Vlahovic and all these guys, then I think minimum you have to walk away with Tony. Anything past Tony or that kind of level, I don't know who, but for me, you might as well just find me a Mo Salah kind of winger or a Son kind of winger, someone that's going to bring me strong volumes of numbers and we'll take it from there, really. Like, I don't want guys for the sake of it, if that makes sense. You have to be better than Jesus up front, in a way.
Yeah, and that's not even hard.
Exactly. In terms of scoring goals, yeah. You got, but that's even the thing. What sort of profile does Arteta want? Because it's going to sound dumb. Because obviously we need our strikers to score goals. But when you look at how Jesus plays, even last season when we was bagging, it weren't like Jesus was the difference between scoring or not, and it weren't even like tactically Arteta kind of wants that. It's like he wants his striker to kind of like sacrifice himself, and then the Sakas and the Martinellis go and do their thing. Which I think Tony's got elements of that. But the reason I would like Tony is because I like the way he speaks, bro. He says little things like, I know I'm going to score today. I'm this, that, the other. I'm being harsh
He believes
to
himself.
Jesus.
He believes himself. He's very assured of himself. And that's good. That's a striker.
Self-belief. He's a bastard. I like that. We need that.
Yeah. And he's ready. He's ready. Like you said, he's ready to mix it with these defenders. Like, oh, you want to do that today?
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Cool. We'll do that today. Or I'm playing him behind, or I'll run off the shoulder.
In the lower leagues as well, so he gets like, football is serious. He's 28. He ain't got time to mess about. Really,
yeah, he's good. And obviously, Ivan Toney, I think he's an Arsenal fan. I think he would love to come to Arsenal. He's
working for Arsenal. He said happy birthday to Declan Rice. He's doing everything he can, bro. He's working, bro. He's doing.
They've had one training session together in England camp, and that's it. You're like, yeah, you're my guy.
He's acting like their brethren, like you're brethren, like, but bring him. I've seen enough. Bring him. He's on betting as well. He's on dark arts. I'm on this, man. Like, I just like the way he moves, and I think we need mentality monsters. I don't think anyone in this team has a poor mentality, but some of them are just soft, bro. Like, we just got to be honest.
Soft,
like, they're just soft, and you can't win a league with that. When City got their soft brothers like Foden and that, you've got real killies around them, so it don't really make sense. We ain't got that. Like, we're looking at Odegaard to be a Spartan. I like you, Odegaard. You're my guy, but you're not the guy when the going gets tough, bro. You're not going to make the difference. You might get inspired with other man, but yeah, Jesus, I think, has got that mentality, but you don't bring goals. It's as simple as that. You don't bring the one thing we need. You said goals on a strong point of yours. It's mad.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I know this is we're Arsenal boys and we're talking to Arsenal right now, but Deluded, what I saw the other day from Kevin De Bruyne just made me say, I was watching on my TV and I said, yeah, it's done, man.
You know what time it is, man. They're going on that run. Kevin's back. Haaland's cooling as well. It's peak. And that's why when people were saying City are finished and this and that, I said, I don't look at the league table, but look at the league table. I look what the narrative says and what the points say. That's actually kind of going back to what you said earlier. That's the one thing that gives me hope in that. When we was getting them last minute winners and winning, we've given ourselves a floor where, all right, we fucked up, but we're in and around everyone. Make of that what you will. I don't know how we salvage this season. I don't know what a good season now looks like to you, because I don't think we're Prem. Champs is a myth, but we have to try, bro.
A good season to me now looks we secured become minimum third. And I don't want I hate to say it, Tottenham's doing okay right now, isn't it? They're doing good, but I don't want to
come below them. I know that much, man.
Yeah, and we
need to get back to the days of finishing above them. I'm not on it now.
Yeah, like for me, we still need to be competing to that at least the last month, the last 5 games, competing at
like
least.
You said, only a couple
7 points off them. Yeah, like competing. I don't want them to be like they're 15. And then we're down the rest with the pack, because that's a top 4 race.
It has to be last day of the season, last couple weeks of the season kind of thing, in my opinion.
And then try. I'm not looking past Porto. I'm not saying the Porto's a win, by the way. I'm not saying I want us to win, but respectfully,
I'm shook. I won't cap.
Because the way we've been playing is
No, it's not even that. If I have one criticism of Mikel Arteta, I think he's underperformed in Europe. I'm not saying you needed to win a trophy, but you look at Olympiacos, Villarreal, Sporting, and for me, it's more time. The fact that it's been 2 legs and we shank it in the first leg, second leg is heartbreak. So if I've seen you underperform in the Europa, bro, the Europa League's there, Champions League's up there. So Arteta, you need to show me something, man. And the boys are naive. The even games we've won, we've in the league, we've shown naivety in the champ. Sorry, you're not necessarily going to get that. Like up until we started losing games, or like really until this last kind of run of results, I was actually more vexed in the games we drew than lost because I don't think we were good against Chelsea. I think we were frustrating against Spurs.
Yeah.
The Fulham game, as you said, at the Emirates, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. It's these naiveties that have to be eradicated from our game if we are to win a Prem. It sounds dumb, but these are games you got to win. And I've actually not been happy about us in London derbies as well. I'll be real, like big games, we've slightly been fugazi, bro. We've been booky in the big games. I can't lie.
London derbies, we've been crap, bro. And last season, what we was we was on a run. Like we won every London derby.
We dealt with Chelsea home in a way. We dealt with Spurs. Like we're doing our thing.
Yeah,
Palace. I know it's not London, but done something against Liverpool as well. The big games, I'm looking shaky at, and I don't know what it is. Have we been found out? Is it second season syndrome? Are the players feeling the pressure? Is it just one of those things? I don't know. Is it a bit of everything? Who knows, bro?
Yeah, a bit of everything. And I think I didn't think at the time it was that much of a problem. I don't want to touch on it that much. I'll just speak on it a little bit. But the keeper situation, because at the same time, like Deluded, you play ball, innit? You play ball. So say your gaffer comes in now and changes your keeper, yeah, and the keeper is your boy, and you bring in a new guy who's on loan. That messes up the camaraderie of the flipping
cohesion. You're thinking, well gone, especially after he gave Ramsdale a new deal as well.
Yeah, and he's such a big personality in his dressing room. The fans love him. He's a fan favorite. I'm not saying that should be the reason why he plays, but you tampered with something that never needed to be tampered.
Yeah, you're ramping with things
because you want this guy, because you want him before Ramsdale. Fine, I don't mind, get him in, but that Raya situation was handled wrong. Raya for me should be playing cup games and cup games only. Make Ramsdale mess up, then you say you're coming out. But you and all those little things, you just like, it's unnecessary media that was on our club, unnecessary.
And he was naive, in my opinion, how he had kind of handled it. Like as you said, we both play football. When he said, "Oh, sub my keepers, bro," it's a myth, bro. It's a myth. You don't do that. Like especially with us being in the champs, there's a number 1 and 2, and it's another thing. Like obviously, all managers lie. But like when Arteta says, I believe in Reece, I believe in Nelson, Ramsdale will get chances, and you look at the minutes and who's played the most games in the big games, tells you everything, innit? It tells you everything.
Sell them, bro.
Just sell them,
just sell them, bro. Get the money and buy somebody else.
And that's, bro, you're right. But in hindsight now, do you think Ramsdale's like slyly did we do him dirty? Because maybe we gave him that new deal because we knew, you know what, we're gonna shot you still.
Done him dirty, man. Done him dirty. I thought this keeper Ray was coming in as a backup because, and what I was saying, the reason why I thought it was a good deal at the time is because the goal for the difference between Ramsdale and Turner was like this.
Yeah.
When Man City changed their keepers, what's the man? I don't
Ortega.
Ortega. When Ortega plays for Man City, obviously there's a drop off from
Edison.
Bro, I'm tired.
Edison.
From Edison, yeah. Yeah, it's bro, Jim. I was lifting heavy today. From Edison, they can still play at the back. There's no one shaky, but we had Turner. It was shaky. We know we can't really get.
Turner even came to age your point. Turner even said, "Bro, playing up from the back's not one of my strengths."
It's not his game.
We bring man,
and that's our strength, and we was building up from the back, regardless with our keeper. So we know Ramsdale could do it. Raya could do it to a certain degree. He's good with his feet.
Slightly, Leno could do a bit of it, or that's when it kind of started as well. Slightly.
So when you swap one out for a cup game and a Prem game, nothing changes because both keepers know what they're doing. So I thought, okay, that mindset, that's very good because we're still keeping to our philosophy. Our back four knows what they're doing, and we've got a keeper that can play with their feet. But what you've done is just threw away Ramsdale, who should be our Prem keeper, and you should have kept Raya as a cup keeper, and then nothing changes. So okay,
shouldn't have sold Martinez in the first place, really. And truly, I'm honest.
You should just leave it. You should have just left it, but you switched it the other way around, and everyone's thinking, "Wow, you just switched Donny. You got us here, got us to the Champions League. He was with us in the trenches all last
PFA
season.
Team of the year and all them things.
PFA Team of this year saved us quite a few points. As much as he messed up points for us last year, he kept us in that
Anfield.
Masterclass at Anfield
games against Liverpool now in
masterclass at Anfield.
Years.
And the players are thinking, "Wow, you just done my guy dirty. You might do that to me one day." Do you know what I'm saying?
If I'm Benjamin White, I'm thinking, boy, it could get long for me, you know. If Timber and Tomiyasu are fit, boy, it might get long for him. It might. And on one hand, I like that because this is what we're trying to do. But on the other, I agree with what you're saying. Everyone's like, "Oh," but what I would say for Ramsdale, you did that to Leno, innit? He done that to you with Leno. So that should have been in your head from the jump that Arteta is dodgy. And you've seen how he's rubbed out Tierney, how he rubbed out Pepe. Not saying he was wrong, but how he rubbed out Aubameyang in the sense of it looked like we got over the corner, the sun's shining, and then bang, you know, I've got different plans. And to a degree, I like that from the manager because you've got to do them things. I think the problem with Raya is that I haven't seen the Brentford Raya, and I think I don't know who you would have signed, but if you signed like a prime Petr Cech, Van der Sar, whoever you want, everyone would just, including Ramsdale himself, fair enough. He's way better than me. It is what it is. When you kind of got two keepers like that, it's shaky, isn't it?
I think Arteta, bro, I think we would have saw the Brentford right if he was just playing cup games because the expectation of you is not as high. Obviously, we want to win. We want to win cup games, but all we're asking of you is to just not be as bad as Ramsdale. Yeah, just be 30. And you could do that in a cup game. Oh, he's sick. He's good. Next game is Ramsdale again. So you're just building your confidence. So
you're both pushing each other in training as well.
Both pushing each other in training. So if we do need you for a Prem game, okay, he's done it in the cup games, the Champions Leagues. He's good enough.
He's
throw him in. And no one even bats an eyelid. But we're like, okay, cool. Raya's playing. Fine. You just swapped him for no reason. And like, okay, why?
And this is the
and
thing.
Now he's got pressure. Now he's got pressure himself. Oh,
and that's what you're right, because I did think, to be fair to Raya, and I don't know him, you might just look nervous and you might not be, but like I felt like when he came in, because of that, everything is scrutinized even more. Even when Ramsdale came back into the team and looked shaky against Brentford and West Ham, there's just this media stuff, and me and you both know when it comes to Arsenal, everything is under the spotlight. Arsenal man could breathe, and Daily Mail's plastered that over their headline. So I don't know, man. What I would say is, like what you said, if Ryan in the next few games shows me a world-class goalie, I have to hold my hands up. But I have to ask, like, while it was only 3 million on loan and we owe them money, did you really need to do that, Arteta? Like, I just look at Kai Havertz and Raya and like, I don't think they're bad players, but did they get us closer to City or Liverpool in the same way? Yeah. Clearly, when Timber's fit, and obviously Declan Rice. I don't think so. Like, what did they provide that we didn't have already? Obviously depth, but what does Havertz bring? At best, he looks good as a super sub. He's versatile. He brings height. He puts in the shit.
You regrets it? You think he regrets that signing?
Slightly, but you can't regret it. You spent 65 million. You got to make it work, bro. Like, you can't regret it. I don't think so, because I don't think and that's why I look at Arteta even more crazier, because you're very methodical. You're not just going to randomly wake up. For weeks and months, you had to be talking to Havertz. You had to be talking to Edu, how he's going to tie into the team. What is he going to do? Like, what was the vision? What did we see with Kai Havertz? Like, you're a perfect five-a-side player, but everything I've said with your strengths, bare man in the league can do that. Like, you tried to aggressively go for Douglas Luiz. I'm not saying that's the right answer, but a few summers ago, you tried to get him. That 65 million would have got him. At least you know 100%. He's a 6 or an 8. He ties into what we're doing.
Or he could do both.
This is it.
He could do both. My thing is with Havertz. I think Havertz is. I said it on other podcasts. I say that I think he will give you moments. I think he will, and he will surprise us with moments and assist and score last minute goals.
Bare man in the team on moments, bro. Like,
but he's not consistent enough for us to be in the squad. Like, he should be coming off the bench or when you come off the bench, if you want to go 2 up top, big man, small man, different games, cup games, you could put Havertz up front.
This is it. 65 million for an expensive super sub utility, man.
Yeah,
it's bucking. And that's where I think he has to face the music. That's where I feel like, obviously, you look back in the early days of the Emirates, everyone was KSC out. I don't know if everybody's convinced with them, but I don't think you can blame I don't think you can blame them for what Arteta or Edu haven't done. I think any successes or failures, it's on them. They gave Aubameyang a new deal and ripped it up. They got rid of Xhaka. They brought in Kai Havertz. They brought in Zinchenko. They brought in Jesus. So it is what it is, man. They have to take the W's and the L's for what they've been doing, bro. Like,
I'm just looking at our next 5. Obviously, we touched on Palace. So it's Palace and Forest.
Then Liverpool.
And then West Ham. What's going on, bro? This fixture list.
They're on to us, They're on to us.
We had Liverpool, West Ham last season. You got done over there. That's why I think the league was lost. West Ham, personally. I think the league was lost at West Ham. That's what I had.
Yeah, because we went 2-0 up and then effed about. And I think any small hope of it was lost against Southampton, where for me, I think Ramsdale's mistake in that game kind of sums up. We look bare nervous. Like, obviously, I don't know, but I was watching the game in the tunnel. We look mad nervous. Like, we're thinking too much about everything else that is a byproduct of whether we win, lose, or draw. That's where I'm on to Mikel Arteta and the players. Like, you, man, need to be resolute, because that's what Liverpool have historically. That's definitely what Pep Guardiola has. Like, the league isn't nice, bro.
Our next 4 fixtures is tough, bro. We got Palace at home. I think we get the job done. We can get the job done, but we got to be on point. We got to approach them like they're a top team. Forget where they are.
Hungry, bro.
We have now every game. We have to have the mentality that every game is a cup final.
It's cliche, but it's facts.
Yeah, from now on we do, just to get back into that mix.
Yeah,
and make people start putting respect back on our name.
because we're undoing our hard work for no reason, bro.
Forest away, I'm scared of that game, but I think I'm scared of that game, bro. And it's Tuesday as well. Bloody.
I can't lie. I think we need Havertz for them kind of games there. He's the sort of man to pop up with the winner for that.
Oh, but with that being said, though, it's only 10. Okay, we got 10 days rest because there's no FA Cup. There must be an FA Cup in between that because I'm just getting it's the Arsenal game against Palace is the 20th of Jan, and the next game we've got is Nottingham Forest on the 30th of Jan. So there's no excuses for that then. We ain't got a game in between. So
they're saying Partey's back for Nottingham Forest, but we've been hearing this Partey back thing, so I don't know.
Then we got Liverpool at home. Tough. If we get a draw, I don't care. Don't lose.
If you can't win, don't lose, innit? I want to beat them, but boy,
I definitely want to get my. I want to get my points back, but just don't lose. West Ham away now. That's what that was annoying. That is an annoying fixture, bro. Because it feels like they've got. It feels like they know how to beat us. Like Moyes has got one up on and it's his old player.
His old gaffer. He seems to be doing that quite a lot. He seems to know what to do against him, really and truly. I don't know what it is against West Ham. Like I even that, like I still
and they don't boss us in games, you know.
This is it. This is
the Carling Cup game. I was there. They don't boss us in games. You scored an own goal with Ben White. They clipped one over the second half with Kudus. Great touch.
Street smartness, bro. Like that's all you got to do against us. And anyone, like, we'll win the battle, they'll win the war. Like they'll get the 3 points, run away. We can have the possession, the touches, and that. David Moyes, experienced man, he knows, boys. Arteta's gonna ask Zinchenko to go walk about in midfield. Boys, pick your moment. The minute Kudus is on, bang. And then you saw what happened, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, that West Ham game. And then after that, we got Burnley away. You know, I think we'll do them. But the next 5 fixtures is. This is make or break for our season. Those 5 fixtures is make or break, especially in this time right now. We just lost 5 points off Liverpool. Villa drew, thankfully. Tottenham drew, thankfully. Man City did a mad thing last minute. So now we need to just kick on. This is it.
We need to claw our points back, man.
Yeah, we need to. This is it. This determines if we're on a top 4 race or if we just want to try and still push these 2 teams for the league. Not saying that we're going to win it, but just put pressure on them.
Just keep doing what we're doing. Just be in that conversation as a minimum by May, innit? If you're not on that, then it is what it is. I want to ask you what you said earlier, yeah? Like, obviously, next season, if we're sitting here, like, let's fast forward a year, we're saying these same questions, and Mikel Arteta doesn't win a Prem or win a Champs, is it time to let go?
I really like Mikel Arteta.
I like him. Big up him for the rebuild, but I have to be harsh and say, do you know what? Now is it time to judge a man on can you bring us the big ears? Like, I don't know, bro.
Why are you doing this? I don't know. It's tough, man, because even when he was rubbish, I was like, nah, give this
You could see what he's on. He's a good gaffer. Like, he's got a great future in the game. But I need to be on winning, because...
Yes, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. And it's all you got to put it in context because if Tottenham gets better, Emery gets better with this team because that builds on top of what they have
Villa
already.
Got a good bunch of players still.
Yeah, Villa's got a great bunch of players, good players. City and Liverpool still going to be there. If everybody's getting better and you're still stagnant and you're looking like, okay, cool, we're still doing the same thing and the same plays, no plan A. No plan B because we've got a great plan A, but when that doesn't work,
yeah, we're in trouble.
You've got to show me other things than just the inverted stuff.
And bringing in the striker would help.
Yeah, you've got to show me other formations and other ways of playing teams, making teams come onto us and we hit them with the counter.
Start subbing Saka as well, man, rather than him playing with 1 leg.
Yeah, like you've got to show me other things because you show me what you're doing right now can work to some degree because it almost did work next season. But you got to show me other tools.
You got to be on reinventing yourself, man.
Yeah, he has to. You can't just do this inverted thing because everybody's doing inverted now. Look, Tottenham's inverted. Villa's inverted. Everyone's inverted now. Exactly. That's the new wave.
And our fullbacks even performing. Forget the best in the league, but our fullbacks really giving us anything like that? Really, is Benjamin White really giving us anything? Zinchenko, I'm prepared to allow you defensively for when you invert, but are you really bringing anything to the table? When, like what you said, the better we get, especially if we sign a centre mid. If Zinchenko does the inverted thing and it gives us more, great. But there was times this season and last season, I'm sitting there and going, "Oh, we ain't got no creativity because Zinchenko's not doing that." Can't be saying that about a left back. It's not that deep.
Yeah. So if he doesn't get the right, so touching back on the Arteta, if he doesn't get the right personnel, so you say if we're here, fast forward the same time, talking about the same thing.
We have this exact same live stream a year from now. 2025.
I'm out of both trophies. Both trophies.
Yeah. The exact same thing now. Like,
Then I'd say he's looking shaky. He's
because he
looking
looks
very
like he
scary
might get a new deal. I'd personally give him a new deal, but I'd leave it until May. I wouldn't do it right now. I'd leave it until May. I think there's more reasons to keep Arteta than sack him. But I'm not. I'm not one of them. Like, it's not Arteta religiously. If there was a next manager that can do what I need to be done,
of course.
We
support Arsenal. We love Arsenal.
And
Arteta,
this is what I think fans forget.
Good player for us. He's taken us to that level that he's given us that platform. Okay, Arsenal's back in the question. They're talking about it. They're putting respect on our name again, because before there was no respect on our name.
Yeah.
So he's put us back in that.
Players actually want to sign for us now.
Yeah, and I respect him for that. If you can't take us over the line, respectfully, I'd say you would have to go, because I love Arsenal. All these players, we love all these players, but they're going to be gone. We're going to be supporting another batch, another manager.
Exactly. So we're here for life. We're here till the day we die. They've come to love Arsenal. It's a relationship. At the end of the day, it's a job for them. Like, they don't live it and breathe it. And we got to be honest, like, as much as I admire Arteta and I think he was the guy for us and whatnot, there's been times where he could have been sacked. If you was at other clubs, you might have been cut. So it's almost a luxury. And this is your first job. And you shown big bollocks to take the job because it was a crisis when you come in. But this is a privileged position, you know. You get a lot of luxuries that Emre didn't. Because I don't know if Emre has that little beef with Aubameyang if Emre wins that. Because he didn't win it with Ozil. Arteta did. Arteta won it with Aubameyang. Arteta won it with Pepe. So with great power comes great responsibility is all I'm saying. Like, got to make something happen, bro.
That's the luxury of him being an actual Arsenal player. And you know the club. So we're giving you that. We're giving you that time.
And hearing what you was on with City and that.
Yeah, we know you love the club. We know we don't question that. We know what you want. And we know that the kind of player he is. I believe Arteta's a winner. I'm not saying that he's a winner because he's won stuff, but in him, in his spirit.
Yeah, he wants to win. He wants the best.
He wants to win. He wants to win every game. He wants to win every duel. He wants to win every header, every corner. He wants to win. But he needs to implement that into these younger players now and start getting it over the line, bro. Because it feels like at times he's sacrificing trophies to try. I've sacrificed this to try win this.
Yeah.
But you got to build though, bro.
That's what I said earlier. Since we've won the FA Cup, I think I don't want to say he's thrown it, but it feels like you throw the FA Cup.
Yeah,
and we haven't got a divine right for that, fam.
Yeah, you haven't. I don't rate the Carling Cup. Personally, I don't give a damn about it, bro. If they get rid of that trophy next season, I'll be happy. I don't care for it. But someone like him, Arteta, a young manager, and you got a young squad, you should be going for that.
Winning mentality, hunger.
Winning mentality. You got to build it within the squad. Obviously, you went against Liverpool. Did you get knocked out by Liverpool?
Yeah.
No, West Ham.
No. Yeah, you're right.
West Ham, and you try to switch it up and that. But sometimes you got to, you know what, boys, we got to try go for this one, and you got to breed confidence within the squad. Yes, we won the FA Cup, but you got to remember the team that we won the FA Cup. A lot of those players are gone
here
now.
Again. Yeah, only the young players, and they were on the peripheral things. Really,
yeah. So there's only a few man. That's one stuff for this club.
And that weren't really his squad like that.
Yeah. Like, so you need to win something again with these boys to show, okay, all the hard work, look, you've got this, but we're going to build on top of this. So
exactly. So imagine if you win that League Cup or that FA Cup, what would it feel like to win a Prem or a Champs and all of these sort of things, really? And it makes us more money, and it makes better players want to sign for our football club. And it gets people off your back, bro. You look at Eric Ten Hag, obviously there's question marks over him, but him bagging that League Cup, that might have caught him a bit of life, really and truly.
Of course it did.
I mean, yeah, 100% did, really and truly.
Bro. And listen, bro, this is why I come on your platform, bro. I watch your stuff. I love your stuff. You're a sensible Arsenal. You're a sensible Arsenal fan. We are realistic. My thing is, like I said, you got no God-given right winning any trophies. You just got to be there to try win the trophy.
Exactly. You have to want it more than everyone else. Obviously, you need a bit of luck, but you make your own luck in life.
Just compete. That's all I want Arsenal to do. Compete. Obviously, I want us to win trophies, but I believe that we're a bigger club, a big enough club to compete on all four fronts. You might dash away a Carling Cup, okay, but FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League, you need to be there.
I'm gutted about the FA Cup. I'll be real. Not only, there's no shame in going out to Liverpool, but as you said, based on the first 15 odd minutes, we should have won. Based on the fact of, I think that people would have allowed Arteta. Had we have continued progressing in that, yeah, people would say things about the Premier Champs, but at the end of the day, you win a trophy, you shut up things, and a football career is short. I don't think we're at that stage where Saliba, Saka, them man want to do what we saw with Nasri and that they want to cut. But at some point, if we're not moving forward, they're going to think, you know what, I need to cut. Right now, they're young and impressionable and they're playing week in, week out. That's what I don't want to happen. I don't want none of this to be in vain with these young players, with the manager. And we're saying the same thing 5 years from now. I really don't want that. And I'm not going to say it's going to be the case, but it's just like we take 10 steps forward, 20 back, 30 forward. And then it's like we're still saying the same things. Like Arteta knows more about football than us, but we all knew a striker. We all knew Havertz at best could be a decent player. Is not going to get us out the hood. We all know that we keep saying the same things around Tomiyasu and Partey, as great as they are. How much times are we going to watch the same movie and hope for a different ending? Like it's a madman thing.
It's mad, man. But that Liverpool game, I think that's a big one. That we can't have them do us three times in like 2 months, bro.
Have our number. Like even that, Liverpool and West
Even
Ham.
though we
need to do something.
They came to our ground and knocked us out of the trophy.
And brought on the kids as well.
Yeah, they can't come to the Emirates and then get 3 points. Because, bro, it's just looking like, okay, cool, we are the top dog. It's looking like what you did last year was a fluke.
Yeah.
It's looking like, okay, we're back now. Okay, we're back now. So show us that you can compete while we're back.
Exactly. It's getting us into a scenario where we can beat Liverpool and City and we're not amazed by it. That's what I wanted, because if Liverpool beat City or City beat Liverpool, it's not amazing. Wow. When we beat City at the Emirates, of course, I'm happy we did that. But it's like, wow, we finally did it. We lost a gazillion games. If we want to be competitive, we need to get into that sort of scenario. Yeah. And it's like we're on the right path. We're following the sat-nav, but I don't know the ETA. I really don't.
I'm not saying that we're on Liverpool's level. Well, if there's any...
No, 100% we're not. We ain't earned that right.
Why look at these Arsenal fans thinking that we're on their level? No, you lot, respectfully, they've got a good squad. Like Liverpool, I even said at the beginning of the season, everyone's talking about Liverpool. I said, I've never count out Liverpool until they get rid of Klopp, because that is a manager that knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. And the only thing that can harm them is injuries.
And he's got all of those boys are playing for that manager, and they know what they're doing. They all buy into his philosophy. So I'll never count out Klopp. But what I am saying is that if we want to compete, we need to compete to the closest thing to us. And I think the closest thing to us, respectfully, is Liverpool, not City. City is, and their closest thing is City. It's
levels.
It's a domino effect. We just bypassed Liverpool last season because they had injuries. Respectfully, and it is what it is. They had injuries, and we capitalized on that. We happen to be the team that as you should. But now that they're back in the fray, we need to compete with them, as well as competing against City. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't just skip Liverpool.
Facts.
You don't skip the line. You don't just skip them. We need to show them, okay, we're levels with you.
And that's what I think is the problem, man. I think last season, I was saying it then, while I'm happy, I think, like you said there, I think because of how we played last season, for large parts, it was like a dream. I think people assumed we've skipped certain things and gone through certain levels, and you can't, there's no hiding place in football. Ultimately, you're going to see it really and truly. And I think we're kind of seeing it now, or have seen it, because it hasn't been great since August. Yeah, we've been ticking along, and one love to the boys for that, but it's hardly been amazing. I do think Arsenal fans have been frustrated from August up until now. Now, obviously, we've hit a rut. People are going to be vexed, rightly so. We just have to get out of this, man. My last question for you as well, before I let you get out of it, then, like, score prediction for Palace, then. I'm going to go with 2-0 effort. We got to be optimistic, man.
Yeah, definitely. Brother, we have to win this game. I don't even want to draw. I don't want to see anything. So I'm definitely...
No, we rebuke all talk of draws. It's 3 points or nothing. All or nothing settings.
I say 3-2. I think they're going to bag. They're good, bro.
That's a novel head messer, man. It's
going to be that game. 4:30 Sunday kickoff. It's going to be that game, bro. It's going to be that. It's going to be that. Roy Hodgson is coming. You know what they're on.
Yeah.
If Elise and Eze is fit.
This is where them man get the links to bigger clubs as well. They make a name for themselves.
Schlop and these Matetas and Anderson and these Guehis.
And who the hell is even going to be left?
Mitchell is, for me, is a monster, bro. You don't get past him.
Slept on. He normally has good games against us, really and truly. I'll do with him in the squad.
Bro, if you don't get past Mitchell easily every week in, week out, bro, no way.
To be fair to Palace, a lot of their players shouldn't be at that club. They should be at higher clubs or clubs in Europe, especially Yochin Anderson, respectfully to Crystal Palace.
Bro, think of it like this. How I think of it is like, Crystal Palace is one of them teams there they can get beat. But on their day, as rival fans, we would love it when Liverpool goes to their club.
They give everyone a game at their gaff as well.
Yeah,
I'm happy we won earlier in the season. We got that out of the way as well, man.
100%. We love it when Tottenham goes there, Man United goes there, because we know it's a potential banana skin.
Yeah. It's a nasty ground. Anyone that's been there, it's one of the small ones.
Even though they come to the Emirates,
their fans are on crud. It's crazy. Yeah, even when they come to Emirates, they make very nice, which isn't hard, but yeah.
Yeah, even though they come to the Emirates, I'm just saying, I'm putting some respect on Palace's name. I know that's not easy. So I'll go for a 3-2. I would love it to be an easy game, We could be wrong. We could do a Brighton and make easy work of it, and just. But they're not gonna play us like Brighton. The Zerbi came to play, and we just showed them, yeah, we're better than you at that. They're sitting back and they're hitting us on that nasty counter.
And they should fancy us because we're wounded. Like everybody should fancy us. It's like an injured animal in the wild. Like your lunch meat, the predators are gonna find you in it. So that's where I want to see us stop taking punches and throw some back, bro.
Yeah, we want a good performance. We don't want to. They're gonna get chances. Everybody gets chances in the Premier League. I don't want to enter in. I don't want this for 60 minutes.
Yeah. I want dominance.
And then we break through and we score 1-0, and then we're sitting back for the last 15. Kivio comes on, this guy comes on, and now we're just trying to see the game out. I don't want that. I don't want that. Arsenal.
Like you said, you want it to be a Brighton thing.
Yeah, I want it to, ideally, but I think it might be a 3-2. If anything, 3-1, but a 3-1, but I say 3-2. That's what I'm saying,
bro.
But we need to get it done.
Brother, I'm shook. Let's hope, man. Let's hope that we're overrating Crystal Palace and it's just an easy game, man.
Good team, but we should get it done, though, man.
Like, let's hope we get it done. But Miles, this has been lit, man. Let people, I can't imagine they don't know where they can find you, but let people know where they can find you and any content you got to come up, man.
All the socials is there. Manage UK is really there. You can find me on Filthy Fellas. I've got a new boxing podcast. Oh my days, I meant to. 1 second, probably later on.
Send that to me so I can put that in the description, people. At the time of making this video, it's pre-recorded, people. So make sure you check out the YouTube description and follow and do that up, man.
I got a new boxing podcast with Savage Dan. It's on Boxer. It's called Mouthpiece. Us two just talking about boxing every week, just weekly stuff. Do you watch boxing?
Yeah. I'm not a religious, like knowledgeable done like you lot, but yeah, man into boxing.
Let me just a quick one. What do you think about Anthony Joshua and Agadu fighting, the UFC guy? You know the guy who just fought against
getting the bread, Fury? Bro. I mean, it's an idiot thing, but you're getting the bread, ain't it? Like, it's an idiot thing, man. But the bread, in it, money off a mech. I hear it.
Saudi man's paying, man. If the Saudi man say, "Yo, deluded," we needed to start talking about
exactly. Brother, I'm gone. I hear it. Generational wealth. I hear it from AJ, bro. I proper hear it. It's an idiot thing because I want to see you put respect on your name a bit more, and even just on that, like. I feel like AJ's dropped the mask now. Like he's stopping with the PR thing. Like, well, that's something I've wanted AJ to do for a while. Just be a bit of a cunt. Be nasty now. Be the real AJ. Yeah. And I ain't seen the real AJ since he had a fight with Dylan White. That genuinely looked like you don't like Donny, innit?
No,
all the others is bullshit, bro.
Yeah, that's
like so. Get the bread, cuz.
Yeah, get the bread. But it's gonna be a decent fight. Yeah. So yeah, we got that Mouthpiece coming. You'll see me from time to time on the club with those boys. So yeah, I'm just man. Just trying to be a level-headed Arsenal fan, bro. I'm not trying to be like this.
And I think that's all you can, people, man.
Let me not even get started. These other joke guys who man. These other negative clowns, bro.
Hey, let's not even draw them out or mention anything, man. Let's just keep it moving, man. All right, Miles, it's always been a pleasure, man. Like it's a pleasure to chop it up with you, man.
But yeah, we'll chop it up again. Definitely. I'll tell you when I want to chop it up with you. We'll chop it up after these. I'm on Liverpool's fixtures. I was just praying them. Why am I praying these guys, man? Bloody hell, they got easy fixtures. Palace. All right, we'll talk after that West Ham game because I'm going to that game. So
people hold him to this. So that's like February times, early February. Hold him to this, people.
So the next 1, 2, 3, 4 fixtures. Let's give us.
So let's just call it 4 weeks. Yeah. In a month or around that, he's back again, people. So hold him to that. Make sure you're following him on all his socials.
We'll check back in. We'll definitely check back in.
The door's always open, man, to people that know what they're talking about, and you've always showed man love from the jump. So
it's
always welcome, my guy.
I love your stream. One thing I love about your stream, when they score, you say, "What do you say? What do you say?"
No. In my head, I'm thinking, fuck with this. I just don't. Do you know how I say that? Because that's how I move on Sunday League. And plus, I don't like because all us streamers we get clipped up. I'm never going to be that guy talking recce because I've seen football can humble you, as you said with Liverpool and West Ham last season. When the 90-minute comes, chat shit. Until then, be easy. Especially with this club where we're on a madness. Like we're our best friends or our own worst enemies, fam. Like I'm telling you, bro. It's an emotional journey, man. But let me let you get out of it.
But yeah, after the West Ham game, we'll check back in because those 4 fixtures are tough. So we need to see where we are from there, and then we'll go again from there.
So yeah, you lot turn on your notifications, support the Mandem's content, and we'll see you. Well, Miles and me will chop it up again in February. And yeah, on that note, take care of yourself, my brother. Everyone else, let us know your thoughts. We're out, man. Peace. Come on, safe.
There's always just that active red light defending. I think it's like